The people involved in estate planning. If you're watching this video, it's because we've sent you our intake form. And on our intake form, what we are asking from you is for you to provide to us the people that you are going to trust with your assets, your healthcare, and your future wishes. Now, I'm going to walk you through each of the roles and how they function so that you can think about different pieces of what people in your life could maybe fill these parts, okay? So, the first one we're going to talk about is your healthcare proxy. Your healthcare proxy is the individual who makes decisions for you if you are unable to make or communicate a decision of your healthcare only. These are the people that are going to be talking to doctors, talking to nurses, deciding your pain medication, deciding your course of treatment. When an emergency happens, they're going to be the ones that get the first call. So these should be people who know to say, oh man, she's on this medication. Do not put her in an MRI. She's got a metal plate. Those types of things. This is someone who should be very familiar with you and comfortable with you. A lot of times my clients believe that their healthcare proxy should be someone physically younger than them. And what I'm going to tell you is don't worry about the age of the person that you're nominating. The truth is we see just as many people coming through our office in administration and probate proceedings that are in their 40s and 50s as we do that are in their 80s and 90s. Unfortunately, that's the absolute truth. We want to make sure that you're instead designating people for these roles based on their qualifications, not their ages. And we want to make sure that these are people that are presently the right person in your life. I cannot predict the future, and I'm sure you can't either. As much as I wish I could have a crystal ball in the office to tell you this is the time that you're going to need the healthcare proxy 5 years from now. I don't know that, and neither do you. So instead of worrying about 5 years from now, we're going to choose people that if the emergency happened today, this is the person I need. Okay, that's going to be how we do this. If in the future that changes because that person is no longer in the picture for any reason, they pass away, they move away, they're not in a relationship with us any further, then what we can do at that time is change these documents. Nothing in these documents is set in stone until you pass. And as long as they're still correct at the time that you pass, we are good to go. All right. So for your healthcare proxy, it does not have to be someone that's physically local. The internet right now, after 2020, all Zoom with doctors is much more accessible. So phone calls and Zooms are perfectly fine for people that are across the country or even across the globe. It should be someone who is very familiar with you and you do not feel uncomfortable talking to them about your health and your last wishes. So it needs to be someone that you can say, look, I would like to be an organ donor if at all possible. If I'm not under these circumstances, I would like to do these things. Making sure that they know and are sure and aware of what your wishes truly are. So, your healthcare proxy, someone that's going to come into play when you cannot make or communicate a decision based on your medical status. Our next person is your power of attorney. Your power of attorney is different from your healthcare proxy. They only handle your finances. They will not get a say over your person or your body. They will only be able to get into your money and handle your finances. However, unlike your healthcare proxy, the minute they sign the document and accept the job of being your agent is the time that they are able to access your stuff. You'll see on the form when we show you, New York State puts a big label on the front of your power of attorney that says, caution, this is an important document. Your agent may sell or dispose of your property during your lifetime without telling you. This is a very big warning, so you need to choose someone that you implicitly trust. Someone who's going to be able to pay the bills, know where your money is, and that you know they're not going to give your things away or give or change things that you don't want. So making sure that this is a person you trust. Now, this person, your power of attorney, can be two people. So you can choose two people to start or one person. You can also choose successor agents, and your successor agents to your power of attorney are going to be people that will act if your agent cannot. And that can be an individual or it can be, again, two people. So we have an opportunity to put at least 4 names on the form. And when you have individuals named, you can choose whether they need to act separate or together. Now, if you're not sure what's right for you, don't worry about that. When you come in to speak with us at our consult, we'll walk you through that process and through the decision making things that you need to work through in terms of the relationships of the family. What are some situations that could happen with your property that we know that this is going to be the right choice for you, for that agent, for that time. Your power of attorney, unfortunately, the power that your agent holds, does die when the individual who holds that dies. So that power of attorney may only function during your lifetime. The next role we need to nominate then is the person who's going to act as your executor of your will. Your executor is the person who has to go to court, who is in charge of making sure that that will is put in front of the judge for the judge to determine that this is what your thing should do. And then they're responsible for following through the entire proceeding and actually following through, making sure that your assets do go to exactly where they need to go. That if you've gifted things to people, they're the ones that are going to manage that asset, give it to those people, get a receipt and release, and bring it to the court. This is not a job for a person who is bad at paperwork. And this is not a job for a person who is unfamiliar with your things. This has got to be someone who is good at following up, who is good at answering and speaking to the rest of your family, and who does not have a divisive personality or dictative personality. When you have someone who's divisive and can cause issues in the family, then we end up having all of this probate be far more expensive and far worse in the long run. That being said, you don't want also the doormat of the family to be the executor, the person that gives everything to everyone for, oh, I'll just go along to get along type personality. It should be someone who is truly loyal to you, who truly understands that this is your property, this is your wishes, and that they're going to follow through with what they've told you. All right. Your executor is the person that goes into the court and then will get to be able to follow through. And just so you know, that job is a job. It is not an honor. I have a lot of clients who want to constantly give that job to their firstborn child, their eldest child, because that's the honor of the family. And that is not very helpful if that firstborn child is simply not engaged or a divisive personality. This is actual work that needs to be done for your family to move forward into their future. And there's a reason that New York State makes sure that executors get compensation. It is labor, it is work. It is not a favor. They're doing you the favor. You're not doing them an honor by nominating them. So make sure that you choose someone, again, that's loyal to you, that wants to see your wishes, and is someone that is dependable and trustworthy to go forward. Things that are automatically going to disqualify an individual from executorship is if they have a felony on their record. So anyone that has been in prison in your family may not be an executor. And if they have a moral turpitude type character, that someone can say they suffer from defect of they're addicted to drugs, or in it having issues where they can show that this person is very, very bad with money, and that they might take the estate and leave all of the money or disappear that asset. So that's going to be the individual, that's up to you who you'd like to choose. All right. After your executor, we want to choose an alternate. And we want to choose alternates for your executor as well as pretty much everybody, because we don't know, not only if, even if we choose the youngest person, even if we choose, the people down the road, we truly don't know if they're not going to be in the car with us at the time that these things happen. They could be on the plane with us on vacation, our primary people. So we do need to choose alternates. If you are choosing guardians for children, that's also within the will, guardians and trustees for children and finances. We're going to discuss that in the next video. Again, thank you for your time, and I do appreciate that you are taking the time to watch these videos, to think about these things, and to make intelligent choices for who the people are that you're going to trust. One more thing. If you're married and you're looking at this together and the two of you would not choose the same person for any reason, maybe you're closer with your sibling than you are with your children, but your wife is closer to your child than they are with their siblings. Choose who's right for you. You're different people. Even though you're a marriage unit, you're still individuals. You can choose the people who are right for you. You do not have to have mirror images of each other. This does not need to be done by committee. We want to have the individuals that are going to be the ones that you are comfortable and familiar with, that are willing to help you and are loyal to you, not necessarily a preset, oh, only my children can do this or only my relatives can do this. The thing too is if you have someone that maybe my family's not the right choice, choose friends. It's perfectly fine. Your family does not have to be that. You can have the family you choose. Okay. If you have further questions, I'm looking forward to meeting with you and we can go over them in our consultation. Thank you.